In this video, I am going to be making Full House in Lego. But first, we have to rewind back to what started this. It was mid-2023. I was in my room, thinking, and I was thinking about how Lego has made sets for sitcoms like Seinfeld, Friends, but they never made a sitcom about Full House. So I decided it was time to stop waiting for Lego and just do it myself. Okay, so the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go onto the internet and just see if we have any competition. Okay, so I've taken a look and I've decided how we're gonna make this set. One, I am not gonna build the outside of the house, just the inside, and we're gonna give it plenty of space. It's gonna be the living room and the kitchen. That's the plan. We're gonna make that, and hopefully, it'll turn out okay. Okay, so I was going through how many pieces I have, and I do not have enough. Alright, so next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go onto Bricklink and order a lot of Lego pieces that I need for the Full House set. I also printed out some pictures here of the Full House, the living room, and the kitchen, so I have reference and I just won't have to stare at a screen the whole time. And now it's time for the minifigures. For Jesse Katsopoulos, I gave him black pants, Luke Skywalker's torso with sleeves, Bruce Wayne's head, and Bruce Banner's hair, and his guitar as an accessory. For Danny Tanner, I gave him black pants, Bruce Wayne's tuxedo, Superman's face, Superman's hair, and a microphone as an accessory. For Joey Gladstone, I used Joker's legs and torso without gloves, Robin's head, and Jerry Seinfeld's hairpiece, and scissors as an accessory. For DJ Tanner, I used Daphne's pants, the conservationist torso, Daphne's head, and Daphne's hair. For Stephanie Tanner, I used Robin's legs, Betty Brant's torso with sleeves, Princess Leia's head, and Gwen Stacy's hair. For Michelle Tanner, I used an Ugnaughts legs, Finn's torso, Rescue's head, and Dr. Harleen Quinzel's hair. For Rebecca Donaldson, I used the Fairy Captain's pants, Velma's torso, Betty Brant's head, and Captain Carter's hair. For Kimmy Gibbler, I used a police officer's pants, Crazy Quilt's torso, Hawk Girl's head, and Mira's hairpiece. And an accessory we'll talk about later. For Steve Hale, I used Bruce Wayne's pants, Peter Parker's torso, Robin's head, and Finn's hair. And a sandwich as an accessory. For Nikki Katsopoulos, I got another Ugnaughts pants, Mr. Freeze's torso, Robin's head, and Luke Skywalker's hair. And finally, for Alex Katsopoulos, I got another Ugnaughts pants, a snowboarder's torso, Robin's head, and Luke Skywalker's hair. So in total, this set has 11 minifigures. And while this was happening, I was spending money on Lego piece after Lego piece. It was crazy. So it is now December and I have drawn up an estimate for how long and wide I want the set to be. Oh man, I hope you guys can read all this stuff. Okay, so the estimate drawings kind of stink. So we're just gonna go ahead and build this thing already. The first thing I did is I actually used my horribly drawn estimates and built up a 72 by 32 foundation. Then I set my bags all around my chair and I was ready to build. First, I started with the entrance to the house. I started off by making the stairs and some foundation to the door. I also started making a little bit of the floor as well. Then I worked on the staircase and the alcove. And the alcove was difficult because there are like stairs and slopes and books. But I wasn't gonna let stairs, slopes, or books get in my way. And it did take more than one attempt, and it was very difficult to get the books inside the drawers, but I pulled through and I did it. Then I worked a little more on the floor, adding a little bit of the rug, and I decided to work on the entrance to the kitchen and the fireplace, which I decided to connect into the wall. And I decided to start working on the kitchen as well. First I made the door, which took a few attempts, but one thing that took a lot of attempts was the fridge and some of the kitchen equipment. That one was hard, but I was able to figure something out. Next I put on some of the floor and put the kitchen island inside, and it turned out pretty good actually. Eventually though, I just went back to the living room, and I had to work on the window on the front. That one was hard. It had like a certain angle. It took many attempts, but it worked out well in the end. I also decided to work on the doors, many attempts as well. I tried red at first and putting brown pieces on. It just didn't work the way I wanted it to, so I just went with just brown in the end. I also added in other details as well. Then I was able to add more floor to the living room because I ran out of pieces. I was also able to add more to the wall of the living room and add more floor to the kitchen. I also added in some more wall for the staircase and some more detail to the windows. Anyway, back in the kitchen, I had to include the other entrance from the living room to the kitchen, and this was so hard that I was so upset. It was very hard to make, but eventually I was able to figure it out and finally get past it. But it was still fun to build in the ending, and I was able to add more of the wall as well, and more floor to the kitchen, which ended up being enough to finish the floor actually. I put in the carpet and the rest of the floor, then came the stairs. Luckily, I had a plan for this. So I originally wanted to use this slope piece in this color, which LEGO doesn't actually make. So I made a custom 4x12, which I will be putting inside the stairs. I also thought it would be nice to tile off the back. But then I ran into a problem. You're probably wondering, how is one to build a couch like that? Okay, can we please stop with the jump scares? I actually used Bro Thor's couch as reference for this. Then I got my white and blue bags, sat myself down, got my instruction booklet, and started to study. And a little while later, we had our couch. And after that, I started to include more and more details to really make the set look like Full House. We are so close to finishing the Full House set. One thing remains though, stickers. And I have made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Let's go! It's finally done, everyone. A giant Full House mock. So I tried to estimate how many pieces this set actually has, and it's not 100% accurate, but I think it's around 4,000 pieces. So if this set actually sold for like 10 cents a piece, this would literally cost $400. But I think it's also time for us to take a closer look at this LEGO set and see what references there are to certain episodes. Starting with this key in the door is a reference to Season 3, Episode 15, Lust in the Dust, where Jesse loses his keys. Next is that sticker from earlier. It's actually a sticker of Jeff Franklin, the creator of Full House. This sticker is a reference to a picture the cast took for Season 5. This sticker is actually the picture that was taken in Season 2, Episode 9, our very first Christmas show. This sticker was actually also taken from Season 2, but it's just for Season 2. This sticker right here was, I'm pretty sure, for Season 6. Two of these stickers are references to San Francisco, which is where Full House is located, and the middle sticker is a picture of the outside of the Full House house. Then in the alcove, there is a record disc labeled Forever. This is a reference to Season 4, Episode 19, The Wedding Part 2, and Season 5, Episode 26, Captain Video Part 2, and Season 6, Episode 3, Road to Tokyo. Then on the TV, there's a picture of the Wolfman from Season 2, Episode 16, Baby Love. And then just in the fireplace, you can see Joey's $50 million winning lottery ticket from Season 7, Episode 19, Love on the Rocks. I also decided to add Comet to this LEGO set, and you could say this is a reference to Season 3, Episode 7, and they call it Puppy Love, or various episodes about Comet. Moving on into the kitchen, we have Vanilla Weasels from Season 8, Episode 13, The Producer. I also added in the burnt up turkey from Season 1, Episode 9, The Miracle of Thanksgiving. Then we have a picture that was made for, pretty sure, Season 8. And the award Joey got after he was vindicated after 4 long months in Season 5, Episode 23, Five's a Crowd. Then we have 2 pictures right here. The first picture is a reference to when Jesse and Joey get their advertising job from Season 2, Episode 5, Jingle, I'm gonna say Heck. And the second picture is with DJ and Steve, more referencing just Season 6. And if you remember Kimmy's accessory from earlier, this is a reference to Season 8, Episode 19, Taking the Plunge, where we are introduced to Kimmy's boyfriend, Dwayne. Alright, so we have at least 3 references left. The first 2 are with this car, which is a custom Bullet, or Walter, whichever one you want to name it. And this is of course a reference to the Full House intro in the beginning. And it's also a reference to Season 1, Episode 11, The Big 3-0. And you can fit all 6 minifigures in here, the 6 characters who fit into this car. You can fit all of them in, which is very cool. And I'm going to show you the third reference now, and it's pretty awesome. So first I made a function where this part of the wall can come out a little easier with this special type of slope piece. Then I set the car into position and boom! And that right there is a reference to Season 3, Episode 20, Honey, I Broke the House. But the final reference of this video is the date of this video's release, September 22nd, which also just so happens to be the day Full House first aired all the way back in 1987. And some of the things that I think make Full House special is the fun, the family, and the heartfelt scenes. And it's only fair that we close this video off with a heartfelt scene.